Fans of the Monday Movie Club, I'm coming to you from Epcot, so I can't really read my notes today. So Amy Goldman's going to read my notes. I'm Frank Gaffney. With us, as always, is Joelington Paddington.
Hey, everybody.
Amy Goldman, Annie King.
Good morning.
And Mark Otis Gardner.
What's
so
up?
I'm going to just hear, and then Amy, you can read what I sent you.
Okie dokie. Hey, fan of the Monday Movie Club. This week, Pedro Pascal is making us watch Paddington and Paddington 2, number 4780 and 1509, respectively, on the Franken list. I am not Frank Gaffney, and with me, wait, we already know that part. After an earthquake destroys his home in the Peruvian rainforest, a young bear makes his way to England in search of a new home. The bear is dubbed Paddington for the London train station where he is found by the Brown family. Although Paddington's amazement at urban living soon endears him to the Browns, someone else has her eye on him. Dun, 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 a taxidermist who has designs on the rare bear and his hide. It was written and directed by Paul King. He did both movies, and just last year he directed Wonka, and is currently writing Paddington 3.
No, he's not.
Or not.
It's done. They're filming.
It's done. They're filming.
It'll be out next year.
Woo! And Paddington 2 certainly leaves it open for a sequel. It's 30 minutes until we see our star of note, Nicole Kidman, who plays the evil taxidermist with all the glee of a modern-day Cruella de Vil. Then Doctor Who showed up. Peter Capaldi, don't want to hear no jungle music, and the Who alum, Matt Lucas, is Taxi Driver Joe. Joel,
but you know, Joel said there was a lot more Doctor Who connections.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay. I would never recognize Nicole Kidman's assistant until Amy pointed out that it was Nandor the Relentless from the TV series, from the best TV series, What We Do in the Shadows. When the family goes on the subway, I'm gonna move this to here now because now that I'm on screen, that looks bad. When the family goes on the subway, the tube, Mr. Brown says there are murderers, thieves, and pickpockets on every platform. Are we in New York? Mr. Brown.
Right, you can relate.
Sure. I should have also left a second for laughter.
Pause for laughter.
Pause for laughter. Mr. Brown is played by Hugh Bonneville, whose claim to fame is playing the Earl of Grantham in Downton Abbey. Sally Hawkins is Mrs. Brown. She got 2 Oscar nominations. Wow, for Blue Jasmine and The Shape of Water. She's very sweet here. Lots of great British actors. Jim Broadbent, Julie Walters. The voices of his aunt and uncle are Imelda Staunton and Michael Gambon. Gambon, is that how you pronounce it?
Gambon.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of great British actors that we all go, oh yeah, we know him. Ben Whishaw is the voice of Paddington. I did see him in some miniseries, but I don't remember which one. And more importantly, he is a gay. His voice is just perfect.
Wasn't it the sweetest voice in the whole world?
Oh, just adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah. And when Nicole turned out,
turn the page.
And when Nicole turned out to be my character, Montgomery, Clyde's daughter, you could have knocked me over with a marmalade jar. That was actually, I agree, that was a great little twist there. Because you had no idea the whole time why she was being such a fucking lunatic for this guy.
Right.
I
knew as soon as I saw her.
It was kind of obvious. Sorry.
All right, we're idiots. Though I totally recognized her voice after she answered the door. Come on, we've all memorized that AMC trailer. We make movie better. That was a horrible Australian accent.
Yeah, that was not Nicole Kidman.
No. And I love when she finally shot him. He rolled down the stairs and they had to do a snore so the kids wouldn't think he was dead. And right? Oh my God, using the dustbusters to climb the wall was a real LOL.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
Yeah. Even throwing the snowball at the camera was a fun way to end things. It was a bigger hit elsewhere than in the US. 283 million worldwide, only 76 million here. I can kind of, this is me talking, I can kind of see that. I don't know how big Paddington is here. And I was talking with Mark. I know we were never even interested in Paddington Bear. And I love the bears. But
I never heard of it.
never heard of him until this movie?
No.
Wow. So that goes to show you why it didn't do well in the US. He's just not big here. In Paddington 2, the one Pedro Pascal made Nicolas Cage watch, Paddington is wrongly accused of robbing an antique store. This one has Hugh Grant instead of Nicole Kidman, who presumably went to jail.
Did she? I mean, she fell, but
No, maybe she'll be in 3.
Did you not watch the end of the movie?
maybe not. What did she do?
I don't
I'm not telling you now. Spoilers.
know.
Yeah, like we care about that.
Right. In jail, they serve one marmalade sandwich, not much of a breakfast.
Yeah, to those big boys. I'm like, really? One marmalade sandwich?
Well, but Paddington did say that one marmalade sandwich
That's
would
enough.
contain all of the vitamins and minerals that a growing bear could need. And
Yeah, but they were more than growing bears.
yeah, but let's face it, bears are going to grow bigger than men. So
Yeah.
Hey, he ate 12 jars of marmalade when he was in that boat.
Was Nick Cage crying when they missed visiting? Oh, so in Glorious, what was the name of that movie?
Glorious
Massive talent.
The Massive Talent. Like, how did it start? The name of the movie?
the
The Unbearable Lightness.
Unbearable
Yeah.
Wait,
So he was crying. So I guess right here, you're wondering where he was crying. Was it when they missed visiting him and Paddington started crying?
no, I think they said specifically that it was at the very end.
when the
Oh,
auntie got there.
ah,
That was the crying bit for sure. Even I
Sure.
messed it up.
sure. And how long can they hold their breath under the shape of water? And that's when Nick cried.
Get it? Get it?
Yes.
They were
Shape of
holding
water.
that. I was thinking, okay, maybe a bear can hold his breath longer, but come on.
Oh,
Nope, here comes
Well,
Auntie.
she was training for a swim.
Yes.
for a
yeah.
That's
marathon.
true. That's true. Okay.
But I
Here.
believe you can breathe and swim at the same time.
Seriously. And then Frank wrote, "Here comes Auntie." That was the crying bit for sure. Even I messed it up. Even though number 2 got 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, it made less than 228 million and only 41 million in the US. Very sad. Paddington 1 gets 3 stars. It's sweet, adorable, and beautifully animated, and at 95 minutes, a breeze to watch. I didn't even mind any of the slapstick. And that is definitely not Amy saying that. Paddington 2 also gets 3 stars, but not as enthusiastic 3 stars. It was a little bit more slapsticky, not quite as adorable. Dare I say, a little too calculated. And Paddington had less to do. Did we need the family running around trying to exonerate him? That's all for Frank.
Yeah, that's all for me. It's dark in here now.
All right.
Are you in a cave? Wow, that looks so nice.
He's in Paris.
Yeah. Ratatouille.
Oh, right,
Should I
right.
take you on the ride like Annie did for us?
Absolutely.
Yes, because I got all the way up to there and then they closed the ride. So I never
my
got to
gosh.
go on.
Oh,
Oh
that
my gosh.
sucks.
Well, while we wait for Frank to get on the ride, Annie, why don't you give us your thoughts?
Okay, so I read the books as a youngster way back when, actually. And but I don't remember much of it, but I did remember liking it. So like Frank said, it was easy to watch at 90 minutes and it was cute. It was very cute. And I definitely enjoyed 1 more than 2. I thought 2 was really predictable and I don't know, it just wasn't as cute as 1 was. So
It definitely had its predictable moments. You knew that they were setting up for the aunt to come back. You knew he was going to get exonerated, all that, sure.
Yeah, that's definitely what I meant when I was saying that it pandered a little too much. And 1 was so inventive, and I absolutely loved the animation. That bear's fur was so beautiful.
yes, and I love the whole all my big question was, where did he get all the jars for the marmalade? Did they Amazon it to him? You know,
He was living in the Amazon.
yeah. So I was like, how did they get so many jars? So, but yeah, the rest of it was funny. I love the whole dustbuster thing. That was really
Yeah.
cute. But you know, I agree with Frank. I would go with 3 for the first one, but
Frank,
for
I'll
the
write them
second,
down for you.
huh?
I was saying to Frank, I'll write down the stars that you guys give
Yeah.
for.
Well, I'm
Well,
not gonna memorize it.
That's why I said I'll write them down for you.
Why, thank you, Amy Goldman.
And
Go ahead, Annie.
and 2.75 for the second one.
I almost went there.
And the funny thing is, the author is Michael Bond, and I'll never forget it because way back when I had a student named Michael Bond.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah,
Was he a 91-year-old British man?
well,
All right, thank you very much, Annie. Joel? Joelington Bear?
Darlington Bear. You know, I've seen both movies before. They're highly entertaining. They move quickly. They're good for both kids and adults. They're the perfect example of a family film that I don't think really gets made much these days anymore. And it's very artfully done, from the CGI animation of Paddington himself to things like the animation on the pop-up book in the second one, the
Oh, I love it.
wallpaper that changes.
The grass growing all around his
Exactly.
cell was beautiful.
They're just wonderfully made films. And you know, there's no real standouts acting wise. I think everybody is perfectly cast. I'm actually looking forward to the third film when it comes out this Christmas. They're all going to Peru. So
Nice.
that'll be interesting. Although unfortunately, I don't know why Sally Hawkins has been replaced by another actress, and I can't remember who's replacing her, but it's
The
another.
Paddington 3?
Yeah,
I'll look it up.
yeah.
Wow.
And it's actually not called Paddington 3, it's called Paddington in Peru. So
So is it like not a sequel then at all?
no, it is a sequel.
He goes back
Wow.
home.
Yeah, he goes back
Well,
home, and
maybe
Yeah,
if
I
he's
mean,
going
yeah,
to,
it was a stupid question.
yeah, and the Browns are all
maybe if
going
he's
with.
going to Peru, the family's not going.
No, the family is going because Hugh Bonneville's in it. The kids are in it. The same actors are playing the kids. They've grown up. Mrs. Bird, I think.
Joel, you know way too much
Yeah.
about it.
I should. I know. I was reading about it after we watched the movies again. So, but yeah, I don't have much else to say. I just highly recommend them. I would give, to me, they're equally as good. One isn't necessarily better than the other. I understand everybody's, you know, issues with two being a little more predictable and redundant, but you know, it didn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. So I'm
And
gonna
I also was it was a little weird to me how Peter Capaldi's character changed so much in the second one.
Yeah, you'd think after the first one he'd be like, "Oh, I like the little guy because I kind of helped him," and it's like, nope.
Yeah, he's like, oh no,
Yeah.
I need to be the
Yeah,
villain for the family.
Yeah.
that made no sense to me. Yeah.
So yeah, but you know they needed to do that for whatever reason, and that they did. Maybe Paddington, you know, did something between movies that sent him back to his cranky old man ways.
And it was very adorable how he would go on his morning route and help everybody. So
Yeah.
cute.
Yep.
Things
So
were going on. Are we here?
Oh, and we lost Frank.
we can still hear him.
Joel, by the way, Sally Hawkins said, for me, it felt the right time to hand the reins over to another actress, and it's Emily Mortimer.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was
That
somebody.
Seems like an interesting.
We know Emily Mortimer. I don't know if she can handle a rainbow.
Okay.
Anyway, Joel, go ahead with your star.
So my stars are going to be. I'm just going to give them 3 across the board. Yeah.
3 for both.
3
Interesting.
for both.
Mark, what do you say? I know you loved one. Well, at least you liked it a lot more than you expected to.
I wouldn't go that far. There's a reason I don't have a picture up. And Joel's opening monologue of his review will be mine for next week's Finding Nemo.
Right.
It is not for this one. I'm going to start off by saying I absolutely hate a lot of kids' movies where they have normal people acting incredibly stupid for no reason. And there were so many instances of that in this movie. One, when they let Paddington use the bathroom on his own, he's a bear. And then they're surprised that he ruins everything. And then right away when they go to
All
the
right, Mark. Stop trying to add logic to the whole thing.
no, no, I'm
Animated
I'm
kids
adding
movie.
it. I'm adding it. When they take him to the station and the whole family's like, "Oh, where's Paddington?" Oh my God. And then fast forward a little bit when they leave him home alone. I was cringing. I was cringing already. I was like, I know what's gonna happen. It was just
Oh my God, he's not a real bear.
well, he certainly is.
He's not. It's a cartoon.
But that's the point. I hate stuff like that.
I
Anyway,
feel you,
yeah,
Mark. You know how
I
I hate stupid
Let's.
cats.
yes,
Mark
that's
is going to be disqualified.
no, no. You guys enjoyed the Doctor Who reunion, but I enjoyed the Harry Potter reunion. There was 4 Harry Potter actors in the first one and 5 in the second one.
Wow. Well, there's
And
only
it
so
was-
many actors in England. England's a
Yeah,
small country.
they've all done either Doctor Who or
Yeah.
or Harry Potter at this
100%,
point.
exactly.
So,
Um,
and
I
I wouldn't call Paddington 1 a Doctor Who reunion because they hadn't worked together at that point. Matt Lucas and Peter Capaldi. It'd be
I thought you wrote that there was like 2 other people in there too.
Oh, there are, but they're all connected to Doctor Who.
It
They're
wasn't
not-
a reunion.
It wasn't
Okay.
a reunion. That they
Sure.
were all they never all worked together. The only people who worked together were Matt Lucas, the cab driver, and Peter Capaldi, the crusty old Mr. Curry or whatever his name
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they didn't work together until after Paddington. So
Okay. Well, to Amy's point before, I will say that it was more clever and funnier than I was expecting. I'm going to skip over my Sally Hawkins Shape of Water comments because Frank's in Disney and this is an R-rated comment. I will say that I do love the comment that he made. I'm going to start calling pockets sandwich compartments. That was very cute. And even I appreciated Peter Capaldi standing right next to the red phone booth. Even I got that. And Paddington melting into the projector screen into Peru, I thought was fantastic in the first one. And I love the Mission Impossible song and his escape with the Dustbusters as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to make one quick correction.
Yeah.
What Peter Capaldi standing next to the red phone booth means what? The Doctor never used a red phone booth. It's a blue police box. If we're gonna
Yeah,
get
That's how
but
much I know
this
about
right.
Doctor Who. Okay, so that's
let him have that one.
Oh, fine.
anyway. 2.5 for the first one. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, and I will not watch this again. For number 2, the pop-up book Daydream in the beginning was very touching, I thought. And it bothered me that Paddington now, I don't know how old he is, but he's still tiny and he couldn't even lift a thing of soap water to wash the windows. He's a bear. He's a bear. They're incredibly strong. It bothered the hell out of me. And I know you're saying it's a cartoon or whatever. No, it's wrong. So I think they needed to get that right. The gags were so cheesy and predictable. I finally laughed when Paddington fell off Wolfie, rearing like a horse, and he said "ow" off-screen "ow" or "scream" always gets me, and that got me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
After that, though, I hated it and screamed for a while. I was really not enjoying it, and then I did laugh out loud when the security guard returned, who was hitting on Hugh Bonneville.
Yeah.
When he called Hugh Grant an unusually attractive nun. That was absolutely hilarious. Great writing, great delivery. I thoroughly enjoyed that it was the same exact actor. Well, that's that. And I am a Brendan Gleeson fan, also in Harry Potter, and of course Hamish from Braveheart, one of my favorites. So I enjoyed seeing him as Knuckles. And those were the nicest prisoners in the nicest prison.
Right?
And I did enjoy
The carts on the ride are little mice.
Thank you for that. Yes, they are little mice
And it's a 3D ride, so I don't know how much you're gonna see.
Frank's talking about Ratatouille, the ride in Epcot, for our one viewer at this point. If we have any viewers that are still watching this
After
mess.
this mess.
And yeah, in 2017, Sally Hawkins spent a lot of time in the water. That was the same year as The Shape of Water. So holy crap, I could not imagine.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But even the ending, while a bit touching, it just didn't do it for me. I think it's probably because at this point I'm so mature and sophisticated. It's just not my movie. So in the infamous words of Kieran Culkin, I say, suck it, Pedro Pascal, for making us watch this. Another 2.5 stars for the second one.
So you're giving the same
Why,
story.
you're such a boy.
Yep. No, here's the thing. Give me the never-ending story. It's cheesy. It's for kids, but I guess I have the nostalgic aspect. I loved it as a kid. Watching this.
Your problem was that the bear was animated and everybody else was live action. So you think it should be a bear that's a live action bear?
Yes,
No,
but he has no problem with a giant talking tree.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
or a giant talking turtle.
Right.
No, I that's not my problem at all, Frank. My problem was the
Oh my
writing.
gosh.
No, not my movie.
All right,
All right,
thank you
moving
very
on.
much,
Did we get
Mark.
everybody?
Thank you.
All right,
Question-
Amy, wrap it up
Amy?
and bring us home.
Let me wrap it up and bring
Yeah,
it
we're
home.
we're actually getting on the ride now.
Should I hold?
Yes,
And he's saying yes.
but he should point it towards the ride, not the exit sign.
Yeah.
Well, we could keep watching after we stop recording. So I'd say let's keep going because at this point there's nobody watching.
So does anybody care what I even have to say, Mark?
No.
I
Yeah.
I care what you have to
Yes.
say.
Yes.
So should I go or should we what? What?
Keep
Keep
going.
going.
I'd say.
Oh, let me keep going. Okay. I had watched Paddington a year ago, maybe. I don't know why. I think it was because I saw what great reviews it got, and I remember absolutely loving it. I thought the opening was so clever, and all throughout there were so many adult humor jokes. They just weren't all stupid and for kids, which is what I really appreciated the movie. And I just thought it was so beautifully made, and just I loved it at the time. And I still loved it the other day. The only thing I wrote was, God, how I hated the never ending part where he chased the pickpocketer, when he was flying on the bus. And the scene was just, come on already with the slapstick. And the same exact scene I hated was when he got himself all loaded with tape. When, Nicole Kidman was chasing him around the house, like, stop this already. It's stupid. Other than that, I just loved it. So I'm giving number 1 3.5 stars. And number 2, I had not seen before. And I wrote, I do hate when there's a couple and one is usually the wife, and the wife is trying to convince usually the husband of something that the husband absolutely refuses to believe. I also don't believe that Mr. Brown would have been so sure that Paddington was guilty after knowing the kind of bear Paddington is. The way he was like, nope, he's guilty, fuck him. And she was like, but maybe. I hate that. I hate that. But I still found it so touching and sweet. It just was a lot more predictable, a little bit sillier. I wrote, I don't remember the last time I saw a movie where every single tiny moment was brought back full circle later on, such as Mr. Brown doing the yoga, just some random scene. And we see him needing to know how to do the yoga with the train, and the kid loving trains at the beginning. I did not think it was going to come back, that he was going to save the day by being able to drive the train. Sorry if I wasn't thinking.
How many movies have you watched, Amy?
I know.
Something in a movie without actually using it later.
I know, and I agree, but this one seemed to have so many, and I appreciated that. I loved it. And I love
You got
Brendan.
3D glasses.
Woohoo! I'm almost done, Frank. I love Brendan Fraser, Brendan Fraser.
Lisa.
Wow. Now we know who you really like.
I love Brendan Gleeson, especially in that movie that was, nominated last year for Best Picture.
The
Yeah,
Banshees of
Banshees.
Inisherin.
Oh my God, I just love him so much. And I loved at the end when they were doing the credits and they showed her scrapbook. And on page 2 was theater tickets. And one of them was
Macbeth.
But
Yeah.
the one that killed me was Barefoot in the Park, which
Wow.
spelled like the bear. And it was at Queen Theater. Now, of course, Queen Theater is because it's in London, but the first time I saw Barefoot in the Park, Frank had directed it at Queen's College. So I just loved that. I was like, Queen's College, Barefoot in the Park. Loved it. So I'm going to give number 2. No, don't leave. I'm talking too loudly. I'll give number 2 3.25 stars. I still think they're both charming and sweet and adorable. Thank you.
And now
we wait for the ride.
Ratatouille.
Oh. So it's a ride with a screen and you're watching all of it?
You're actually moving too. You're in think of like a little
This is the ride.
like a teacup roller coaster thing where they shift you around.
Can you see it?
Yes.
It is very fun. You feel like you're running through the whole thing with the mouse.
Oh, how cute.
And it's Remy's
It's
brother.
very big and very 3D.
If you watch
We're wearing
Ratatouille,
glasses.
This is I forget the name of the character, but it's Remy's brother who was always hungry, always eating.
Yeah.
That's what we're watching. Uh-oh. That's what we were watching.
Annie, I hate to say this out loud in a public forum, but you know you can go on YouTube and watch a professionally done version of The Rock.
Not
Yeah, this
with,
is a bit of a crap fest.
not with me narrating.
And it's very,
It's
you
really
know,
huge.
jumpy, Frank.
Oh, it just got wet.
Oh, how funny.
Wow.
I
Disney's
got this
good.
from
Disney's good. They know what they're doing.
All right. Is this silly then?
it's pretty rough.
Oh, now we're burning up. We're all hot from the oven. Oh, this is just adorable. Mark won't like it because the rat isn't acting like a rat.
I love the ride. I just said that before. It's
Mark,
fantastic.
throughout the movie, I was thinking, oh my God, he's a bear. Aren't these people like thinking, oh my God, there's a bear in town? To me,
And they
he's a
mentioned in the
bear.
first one, like, oh, look away, it's a bear. But no, that it's funny though. But
I
what
guess
you
you
guys are
could
saying,
continue without me.
what you guys are saying is going to be my review for next week for Finding Nemo, because I love Finding Nemo. That to me is touching. That is made for adults as well as kids. This
Yeah,
one
but-
to me,
But
was-
you're also coming at Finding Nemo from a different place because it is fully animated. Whereas this, you're just dealing with an animated bear and live action people, which you said you have problems with sometimes.
no. The only problem I had is that making him so weak as a bear. That's the only thing, which had nothing to do with the animation. I was okay.
Yeah,
with
he
the
didn't say
animation.
that. Frank said that.
Yeah, Frank's been
Oh,
saying
Frank said that. Okay, I get
Frank
it.
said that that's what Mark was feeling. By the way,
Oh.
speaking of next week, I didn't read the notes for next week. Paddington and Paddington 2 are both available on Hulu if you subscribe to that service. Both are on Vudu for $3.99 each or library. Next week, Amy chose Finding Nemo, which is available on Disney Plus if you subscribe to that streaming service. Otherwise, it's not available. And it's on Vudu for $3.99 or library. And Frank Gaffney, watch a movie. And I'll see you later.
I enjoyed you talking about yourself in the third person.
Most people do.
So now I don't know where to end this. Am I ending this with the end of the ride, or I am ending it because you said, or you didn't say yet?
And with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And as her understudy, I'll play the part of Amy Goldman
Oh,
today.
Thank
we lost Frank.
Thank God.
Oh,
All right.
thank God.
I guess I should end this now.
Well,
Yes.
Annie has to play my understudy.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Annie.
Well, go ahead, Amy, say it. Go watch a movie.
Go watch a movie.
And with you.
Awesome.
You didn't even get my line right, Annie.